And we're live.
And we in the party. Hey, we in the building. Hey, we about to get it on tonight. Now what up? Yo, it's your boy, Coffee Man. And of course, with me always is the lovable, huggable, big, giant, dark-skinned teddy bear, DJ.
Not at his job no more.
Works at his job no more. So for anybody that doesn't know, me and DJ um actually still currently work at the same job. DJ found another job opportunity and he is leaving me. Therefore,
You basically made that sound like we was both chained up and it was just like, here's a key, but only you can use it, or you can give it to him to use. I was just like, fuck Clifton. He can stay in the cave.
I'm just saying, just stating the facts. I'm not, trying to throw you out there like you this bad motherfucker. No, I'm just saying you're leaving me. Therefore, this will also be his final episode on the podcast. I'm kicking him off because I'm tired of this motherfucker always leaving me high and dry. So nah. DJ's not going nowhere. DJ is it probably means DJ will have more time to actually dedicate. I doubt it. He's got so much shit going on. DJ ain't gonna have time for extra shit.
Actually, you're wrong.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
without my extra 8 hours a week I take to de-stress myself from the job I work at currently, I will have more time to dedicate to this channel.
All right. Well, that's a good thing to know and good thing to have. And what it does mean, however, is the podcast start time, which is always on CPT anyway, will probably be getting pushed back to a more general time of about 6 o'clock on Wednesdays.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, that's going to be a side effect, meaning we probably won't get started with the podcast till about 7, just so you know.
I don't think we're going to run on CP time. I'm telling y'all, the latest 6:30.
So, exactly my point. But we will still be here. We will still be delivering great, organic, sausage-free content. But not so sausage free. So today, just kind of as a heads up, today is going to be our big closing of the season for Game of Thrones episode. We're going to discuss what happened on last week's or this week's episode, the season finale, and kind of go over some things that happened for the entire season and what they all might mean going forward. Of course, always we're going to have a new segment, which personal issues recently this past week. Again, I know I always have personal issues going on, don't I? So the newsreel is going to be a little short, but with the Game of Thrones conversation going to totally engulf most of our time anyway, it's all right. Next week, I will definitely have more articles to discuss as far as our news segment is concerned. And we'll continue on with our themed topic discussions as well. For life matters, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, other than the new job, DJ, what else is new with you? How you feeling today? You having a good day? Everything hunky dory for you?
Yep, I'm feeling fantastic.
That's awesome. Hopefully, I get my my car's been in the shop as of recently, so that's been holding me back from doing a lot of things. So hopefully, I get that back tomorrow, and I will be able to make some moves and some progress forward in my life. And that'll make everything start coming together a lot more. I really want to dedicate more time to the channel as well.
He also needs to dedicate time to his clothing line. Can't get any more about that right now, folks. But Cliff needs to stop dancing around that idea.
Hey. No, listen. I was talking with, of course, you guys know I've promoted HXC quite a bit on here. By the way, we're on episode fucking 9. We're almost at 10 episodes in. Like I can't. This is blowing my mind, right? Like I know it's unfathomable. But anyway, so I was talking with Ricky last night, and he was giving me information for a flyer I need to do for an upcoming tournament we have called Grand Finale, which is for our sports guys. We're gonna have Madden 2K16, NBA 2K16, and FIFA 2016 or 16 or whatever the hell it's called. So we'll be having those. More information on that will be coming soon. But he was giving me the information, and you know, while doing, he was like, yeah, and also I got some. We need to start doing some more designs for other people as well. He's like, I got people, blah 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 blah, asking me about this, that, or the other, which means, hey, I mean, honestly, one thing he's told me before was that people have been complimenting how our marketing looks, our branding, actually, I should say, the way that we design our flyers and our business cards, all this other stuff, which I've been it's not been all me. I've been a part of it, but nonetheless, the fact that we're looking into getting more work means more work for me, more practice on designs, more money for me because we ain't doing them for free. Even I don't do HXC's designs without getting paid for them. So
wait a minute. Wait, really?
Yeah. Ricky was like, yo, you doing designs? I'm paying you for them. It ain't going to be free. I mean, this is the same way he would pay anybody else. So, I mean, they're probably dirt cheaper than what he would get them from anybody else. But hell, it's still, you know, I'm still getting paid for it. I'm still reaping the benefits of that. So, I mean, that's good for me. You know?
Sure.
Plus, I can also, the fact that I'm getting paid for it means I can totally qualify that as professional work. You know, like anybody asks me, yeah, is this professional? Hell yeah, it's professional. I got paid like hell for that. I mean, I ain't getting paid. You know, I ain't got to tell them how much I got for it, but hell, I got paid. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, so definitely I want to be able to get more into my designs. I've been really focusing on school a lot. Built a website. It's operational-ish, but it's not ready for super duper prime time. I won't post the link until I feel it's beautiful and optimized for what I believe my design style is, which is kind of one of the classes I'm taking right now is corporate branding. And what they want us to do is by the end of the class, have established a voice, essentially, a design style that we would be able to carry with us in further classes to help build a profile. So there's a consistency in our work, right? You want to be able to say, this is what my work looks like. And it doesn't necessarily mean everything looks exactly the same, but you should be able to feel something from that work in the same way you would feel something from a Van Gogh painting or a Picasso painting or from like music from a certain producer. They have a feel. They're not necessarily all the same, but if you listen deeply or look deeply enough into the product, the creation there, the art that they've created, you'll notice similarities and understand the flavor and the feel of that person, and kind of their personality goes into it. And that's what that's all about. So that's going to be coming up.
Just letting y'all know his website game ain't shit compared to mine.
Hey, who's been doing it longer? I did it for 6 weeks on a crash course, all right? And it's a decent look. It's decent, all right? It's decent. It's decent beginner. I'll give you that. You know, it ain't high class. But
what happened is I'm going to take his vision and I'll put it to professionalism work.
We gonna do that. And that was another thing.
I'm going to do the programming to it. You can learn from it, learn more about it.
But yeah, that's another thing too. Like when Ricky was talking to me, he was like, I was like, yeah. And he was like, yeah, so what you want to call it? Like, you know, he's kind of, you know, by that he meant like my designing brand or whatever. And I just sent him the link to the website. And he was like, yeah, we're going to have to update this whole shit. I'm like, man, I just did that for a class. Everything on there was basically to fit the format of the assignments that were due per week. I didn't really spend too much more time into it because I was also in another class where I had to do an umpteen thousand word research paper.
That this man waited to the last minute.
I did not wait to the last minute. It just took me a while. I had 2 classes. One day was work on the essay, one day was work on the website. That's just kind of how it works. Excuse me for hitting damn desk because I'm sitting here throwing my hands around. Y'all can't even see it, so I don't know who I'm doing it for. I guess I'm doing it for myself. I don't know.
What, were you typing like with one finger at a time?
I was typing and thinking and researching and trying to tie things together and trying to extend small ideas into larger, more profound,
That's what audiobooks are for, sir.
What do you mean?
You research while doing other crap.
What else was I supposed to do?
While you researching the, umpty thousand words you're supposed to do, work on the website while you researching your art project.
Man, I had to have like
visual aids
and I have to be able to cite things in MLA format, all that good stuff. So I mean, it wasn't like I could just like, oh yeah, I mean you can do citations for an audiobook, but damn it, I wasn't finna go out and hunt. I would have had to hunt the audiobooks down to begin with, so that'd have been extra work. Hell, Googling it is a lot faster than doing that, I'm pretty sure. Also more free.
Audiobooks.
Huh?
So you can Google those audiobooks.
Man, shut the hell up. But anyway, yeah, I mean that's pretty much what's been going on with me on a personal level. As far as all that,
I was just to say, as you got your little, graphic design thing going, I want to get my website thing going. I know you're better at designs than I am, so I would like your help coming, towards that area.
Definitely, and that's why we have this partnership, man. It's all about collaboration and bringing different pieces of the puzzle together to make the full picture.
Yeah. Just for example, like I've already been in school, and he just got back into us. I was like, I'm gonna go to the same school he's in. I'm gonna get something else to my record, and that's the first thing they stress at the school he's going to, the Art Institute of Pittsburgh, well, we're both going to now, is the whole thing about connecting with other folks to expand your network. They stress that a lot.
Like it's really good. And one thing I really need to do more is get involved in like all of our classes have a participation grade, which usually requires you critiquing someone else's work. There's even a Facebook page that I never actually signed up for, which I need to find and sign up for.
I have it.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay, send me the invite to that because I need to get into that so we can start really collabing with people. But yeah, like things like that. First of all, let me tell you people, if you do not know, the biggest, most important thing you can understand about getting any job anywhere is it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Networking is your biggest bet because 9 times out of 10, you could be a mediocre candidate, and if somebody knows you and will vouch for you and say, hey, listen, this guy, he's got talent and he's got skill. I know what he's capable of. He's moldable. He's grown fast. He has more room for growth, but in that we can help mold him and shape him and guide him in the right direction, blah, 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 blah. If they can push you to the people who would be, in charge of hiring, oh my God, you're in. You're in,
Clifton, I've been technically in this Art Institute Pittsburgh for 3 days, and I got 10 numbers in my phone. I just met these people 3 days ago.
Exactly. So networking is very, very, very important, and one thing I have to work on personally. But anyway, so
we talk about Game of Thrones and Sausage Party. Which way we going first?
We gonna go with the Sausage Party first. So yeah, let's jump into the arrogant news of the week, or at least of the day. I'm on the wrong thing. I'm on the freaking video feed trying to scroll up. Like that's gonna work. So a theater apologized. They need to do more than apologizing for playing the Rated R Sausage Party trailer before Finding Dory. Now, if you have seen the trailer for Sausage Party, first of all, the first time I saw it, before it even got to a portion of the video where they were showing the animated food characters using profanity, when they threw the hot dogs in the basket with the buns, and the buns had like mouths and kind of looked like a vagina to me, I was like, this is totally inappropriate for a child. They don't tell you in the beginning of this trailer, at least from the one that I saw, it didn't have the like, this is rated R for mature audiences thing. It was like, oh, this is a nice looking little Pixar movie. This might be good. And then you hear sausages crying about they're eating the fucking children. And I'm like, yo, what just happened? Like, this is totally not a kid movie. Come to find out, this is actually written or produced or produced by Seth Rogen, creators of who was a creator of such lovingly adult films as Pineapple Express, The Neighbors, the one where they went as spies to kill Kim Jong-un last year that was so controversial. The Interview. What
about This Is the End?
Knocked Up. This Is the End. If you've seen any of those movies, then you know who we're talking about. Seth Rogen. He's this big burly guy who's always plays this like lovable idiot who ends up coming out on top somehow. One of the coolest things I found out about him though was there was an interview somebody did with him, and they asked him why he I guess the topic of why he makes what his movies are, what is known as a stoner comedy. If you don't know, it's movies for people who smoke weed and sit back, and it has stoner humor because it's usually not always funny to a more mature audience. It's usually fart and dick jokes and stuff like that would usually appeal to the lowest common denominator, I guess you would say. But some people who aren't even stoners can, relate to the humor. It just depends on your sense of humor. Some people find it degrading, gross, stupid, childish, and that's their opinion, whatever. But the topic of why he does these movies came up, and I think his mother or someone is sick with, like, I want to say cerebral palsy, but I'm not sure. But it's one of those really, like, unfortunately debilitating diseases that they really don't have a set cure for, that needs research. And the money that he makes from these movies actually goes towards funding research for cures for this particular disease. So he makes something accessible, something he can relate to, something that he can put out there, and he can cast a wide net and try to get that money to help fund that. So he does these movies for a reason. He doesn't just do them to, as a get rich quick thing, which some people do. But even if he did, hell, it's his business. And honestly, I find his sense of humor and his movies to be thoroughly entertaining. There are some dry spots in some of them, yes, but I mean, what can you say? It's stoner comedy, right? And I'm not a stoner. So anyway, so let's see, because I really didn't go over this article. This is like fresh. But in the trailer for Sausage Party, Seth Rogen's upcoming computer animated comedy about talking food and the humans that eat them. A talking Twinkie warns, once you see shit, it'll fuck you up for life. This is literally a line from the trailer. No shit, right? The trailer itself is rated R. So yeah, hopefully it's not, also true for the trailer itself, blah blah blah. So let's see, where did this happen? I bet you it happened in Florida. I'm just gonna jump on this Florida bandwagon with everybody else. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this mouth. Look at this opening of this mouth for what is a hot dog bun. Is that not vagina-ish? That's very vagina-ish. Look, that's a vagina-ish mouth.
Wait,
on a hot dog bun.
Just out of curiosity, because I see on the other part where it says Seth Rogen Sausage Party now has a G-rated trailer. That's why I was like, so did they show the red band one?
Maybe. And I'm sure there has to be a very G-rated trailer in order for them to, put it in other places where they would want it to be seen and, not be as offensive to other people. Where'd you see that though? I don't see it. I don't know where this is. But apparently they showed the wrong trailer if that's the case. Oh, okay. All right. So, okay, I see what you said. I saw that at. So yeah, maybe they meant to show the G-rated trailer.
I doubt it though.
But why would you even show anything to do with this movie at this movie shouldn't have been nowhere near Finding Dory, because here's the problem. Even if the G-rated trailer was in there, that means that it was basically being advertised towards children. Any trailer that you see in a movie is typically geared towards a certain demographic, a demographic that is usually aligned in some way with the demographic of the people of the feature film being shown, right? So like when I went to go see, what was it, Ninja Turtles, I think it was, they showed trailers for Star Wars. The common denominator there is kind of like a geek thing, right? It's geek culture, or nerd culture. So all that good stuff.
Wait a minute. I may have a counter argument. Common denominator here is they're both animated.
They are both animated. They are both highly Pixar-ishly animated. One is actually Pixar animated. I don't know who did this. I'm assuming Pixar didn't, because I'm sure they wouldn't want their name attached to this. Because that would be bad publicity for them. Because, again, Pixar is synonymous with family-friendly, highly, incredibly done 3D graphic animation. Right, that's just what we know them for. You say Pixar, you instantly think Incredibles, Toy Story, Monsters Inc., all those good old Disney films. Which, don't get me wrong, I have not seen every Disney Pixar movie, but every Disney Pixar movie that I have seen has been a hit.
On a side note, maybe they could have been showing this for the parents, like. Not everything that's animated is for the kids.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's just not.
Yeah, I read the article. It was a mistake. They didn't mean to do it.
Well, of course they didn't mean to do it.
At the same time,
happened.
I wouldn't get mad at anybody for it. Like, yo, maybe the parents want to go see this now.
And maybe they do, but I guarantee you there's a bunch of parents who are there who don't agree with that sort of content. Either for them kids or even for themselves even. How many times did I just say even just now? But some parents don't. There are parents out there who just don't agree with that sort of content or that sort of language. So they probably wouldn't want to go see it. But having your kids, I mean, there's a movie theater full of mostly kids here, right? There are parents there, but there were more than likely mostly children.
They got to grow sometime, Clifton.
That's true. However, I don't think that was the place or time for it. I mean, that's something you do at home with your kids if that's what you want them to do. Now, me personally, I don't believe in sheltering your child, right? There is also a difference between not sheltering your child and letting your child have access to everything. Those are two completely different things. But I don't believe in sheltering a child. The reason being because in my personal experience, not for myself, but in people that I have seen and from most things that I hear or read about true story stuff that's, I mean, definitely like true based story, not just random news article from some god freaking somewhere that somebody made up in their mind, like real stuff. When you shelter a child like that and then you release them into the world, chances are more than likely they will get into more trouble than if they had been able to have access to the knowledge of more adult things as they grew up. It's all about how you taper that information and deliver it to that individual. But holding it back from them, I've seen so many people crash and burn from that. And so I don't agree with that form of parenting, right? But there's also a time and a place for it. And there's also a time and a place for showing your kids vegetables and hot dogs that are cussing and screaming out shit, fuck, damn.
And that was the time and place. Why?
That
Because
was-
then they had a perfect movie to come on right after that.
But hold on though. See, here's the thing though. Like, how many people have been keeping up with Finding Nemo though? Because, like, honestly, who was Finding Dory for? Like, when did Nemo even come out? I was in high school still.
11 years ago.
11?
Believe so. That's what I thought. I thought it was 11. Let me double.
It can't be that long.
You said it can't be that long.
There's no way it was 11 years. I mean, it's been a while. I know oh my gosh. My cousin's daughter was like baby size then.
13.
It's been 13 years? Holy crap. The kids who watched that movie are teenagers now or adults. The kids. I mean, like the 6 to 10 kids.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they are adults. So, like,
It came out in 2003.
So I was thinking, and I kind of thought about this like earlier this week too. I was like, man, that movie came out so long ago. The kids who've seen that now are pretty much probably all adults and probably don't care at this point. I mean, how many people have really showed this Finding Nemo to their children at this point for them to even care about Finding Dory right now?
I believe Finding Dory was the same thing with Toy Story 4. It wasn't meant crap for the kids. It was meant for people my age that 19 to 25, 26-year-old age.
Oh, you just gonna leave it right before my doorstep, huh?
Right before doorstep.
You fucking
Right before doorstep.
asshole.
You just a year too old
Uh-huh.
to understand the pain and suffering we went through.
Oh, okay.
But being serious, it was. I believe Toy Story 4 was made for an older audience, even with the way. Man, I forgot the boy's name.
Andy.
Even Andy was growing up, and you show him growing up and going to college and stuff like that, moving away from his parents. It was not made for a kid. All the feels it brought out, I cried in that movie. Not like kind of like have a tear in somebody's eye. I cried like somebody had died.
I feel you. I agree. But yeah, it's so crazy when you have something like that. It's one thing when you have an adult movie that comes out and then it has a sequel maybe, 11, 12 years later, because those people are still adults, right? But when you have a movie that comes out geared towards children and you don't make a sequel for that movie until those children are adults, then who's that sequel really geared toward? I mean, just because these kids probably had kids that are now going to see this movie here, just because, that movie might have been shown to these younger kids, or because Nemo is such a, Nemo basically was kind of like this meme with longevity, like the idea of Finding Nemo. I mean, the reference has been used in so many things ever since he came out, up until maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and then it kind of died down, which is probably around the time they started working on Finding Dory. And I think because people heard they were working on it, people stopped caring about Nemo. And Dory is such a lovable character, by the way. She's adorable. But I don't know. It's the fact that this happened. I don't know. It's crazy. But I'm pretty sure a lot of these parents weren't expecting that, and they probably got pissed. And I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of them that want their money back. So apology is one thing, but I could see a class action lawsuit out of it. But I doubt it. I don't think they don't have enough people for a class action. So I don't know. Somebody's going to sue somebody, probably. That or be extremely highly pissed off. But anyway, that wasn't appropriate. No, that was actually that wasn't as bad as it looked like. That was something about jail backgrounds. I don't know what the hell that's about. There's another article I found on here under photography. Anyway, let's talk some Halo. Woo! Big Halo fan, and that's the only reason I'm covering this. Today, you can go play Halo if you do not own it. Halo 5 right now on your Xbox One for free. And this is coming with the newest expansion to have the mode Warzone Firefight. Firefight is the mode they created back, that Bungie created back when they still had the title. In actually, I think that was their last game. No, Reach was. So their penultimate Halo game for Bungie. They created a mode called Firefight, in which you as a team of Spartans go up against continuing waves of enemies that get tougher and more deadly as you continue to take them on. This mode got a refresh in Bungie's last Halo title, in Halo Reach, in which it changed up a little bit and also gave you the ability to customize and make different types of firefight modes, which led to a bunch of really ridiculous modes where you were going up against pretty much all elites with rocket launchers, and you could move extremely fast. There was very low gravity, and those were kind of funny to see going down. After that, in the next two games, Halo 4, and Halo 5, Firefight was not included. However, in Halo 5, the new creators, or the new guides, developers for the Halo franchise, 343 Industries, decided to make a mode called Warzone, which was kind of similar, except it was two opposing Spartan teams of players versus each other, also versus these AI opponents that would cause havoc, and killing them scored you points, and by getting a certain amount of points, either team won. You also got points for other things, but your biggest ticket items were killing these AI opponents. Well, they decided, hey, since Firefight was such a highly requested mode, to work it in, so now they have made a Firefight mode for Warzone, which is an odd mix of the two. They've done some beta testing. They've done some revamping. So I haven't seen the new revamp version, but it is out. I probably will be playing some tonight. And for now, I think it was for like a week, you can play Halo 5 for free. Even if you don't even care necessarily about the franchise, or if you've never played it, never thought about it, Nice way to get in and look and see if you like it. Also, they're like discounting the price at some point to like half, which I don't even think it's $60 anymore. So half of whatever the hell the actual price is. There's some other things that come with this. There are more maps. There's a new forge canvas, more customizations in armor, new vehicles, new weapon skins, blah blah blah. So there's a ton going with that. Just wanted to touch on that for a second. It's a free game. It's a free, insanely awesome game. Didn't necessarily live up to what they wanted it to be, but I think they're heading in the right direction with the franchise. They just need to make some more tweaks, and hopefully the next Halo game that they release will be something that actually sticks with the fan base the way they want it to. Also, don't release half the game and then just, add everything else in afterwards. It's kind of a bad way of doing it. And no, I don't want to talk about Verizon. Oh, I don't know what this is. I guess a company could unlimited calls to Canada and Mexico. I don't know anybody in Canada or Mexico. I don't know. Anyway, last thing I wanted to talk about in news. Can Taylor Swift sue Kanye West over Famous video? I have not seen this video, but I'm very interested in seeing it. Apparently,
I don't understand. I knew there was a song called Famous, or at least I thought it was a song called Famous. I see this video, I just see wax figures and crap. I honestly don't know whether it's a video or if it's just like a visual art thing.
I don't know. So according to what I read, the video stars Kanye and his lovely bride, whatever her name is, Kim Kardashian. And they're, I guess, in some point in bed. I don't know how the whole video goes. I'll look at it later. But anyway, while they're laying in bed, there are these lookalikes of some very big celebrities, including Taylor Swift, Rihanna, Donald Trump, all of which are apparently naked to some degree. The reason why this article says, is it possible that she might sue him? First of all, they asked the question, can she sue him? And the answer is yes. And I pretty much think any of them can sue them because they pretty much use their likeness. And that's a big copyright thing. If you use a character in anything that you do, in any produced work of art that is almost a one-for-one recreation of another person, whether you call them the same thing or not, if that person can say, yes, that person is an imitation of me and I don't approve of the way they use that image, you can be sued for that and you will be liable for some pretty harsh change if that person sees fit, or if the court sees fit. Big example, was it Lindsay Lohan or Hilary Duff that sued GTA 5 creator Rockstar over what she says was her likeness of this blonde woman in a bikini holding a cell phone, which I think is utter bull crap. But I think the courts actually sided with her on it, and I think they might have settled. I don't remember exactly what happened with that story. I was just flabbergasted that she could even see. I think it was Hilary Duff. No, I think it was Lindsay.
Yeah, it was Lindsay Lohan.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. It would be Lindsay. She is probably drunk, but I don't see the resemblance in the two, other than them both being blonde women. And I don't even know if she's a natural blonde. And even if she is, hell, she's probably changed her color of her hair 15 times. So how can you say what color your hair is? But nonetheless, it also has something to do with her being a social media star, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so in this video, yeah, Taylor Swift is depicted naked, and in the song, he addresses her directly. Kanye and Taylor Swift just don't mix, and I don't know why he hasn't figured that out yet. ever since he decided he wanted to interrupt her award speech to tell the world how much more important Beyonce was than Taylor Swift. Oh my God. Like, I still want to believe that when this guy does stuff and when he talks in like these interviews, it's all a show. I want to believe that. I will like just like people who are like Tupac's in Cuba, I'm holding on to this hope that this guy is not as like unbelievably and maniacally insane as he lets on when he talks. I understand arrogance to an extent. But the character that this man has in interviews is like a complete mix of conceitedness, hubris, and just willful ignorance all rolled into one. And he speaks and words come out, and it's like a slot machine. And if you pull the lever, you might hit a jackpot and get a gold nugget. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. I can't deal with Kanye anymore. Like, as a social media celebrity or just, I don't know. This is what happened when you give niggas money. I'm sorry. Something terrible. And speaking of Kanye, let's talk about this protege of his, designer. Because we've brought up the Panda song before, and I still want to get that damn song done by Carmen as an intro somehow. I don't know. I need to write letters to people and get shit like that done. So, Designer was featured on the cover of, along with others, on the cover of XXL for the freshman, for their freshman edition for 2016. And then I guess they also did some videos of these guys kind of displaying their musical identity. You have Anderson .Paak on there killing it on some real political, deep, emotional, oh my God, just melodic rap flow that he had. It was just tremendous. And then there's this video with Designer, and he's sitting here, and the camera's just kind of like zooming in on him, and he's sitting here snapping his fingers, talking about Timmy Turner wishing for a burner to kill everybody walking. And first of all, I'm not gonna lie. When I first seen this video and heard this, it's like, because his stupid mumbling voice sounds the way it sounds, I thought he was talking about Game of Thrones. I didn't hear kill everybody walking. I thought he said kill a White Walker. I was like, oh my God, why is he talking about Game of Thrones? I think I probably just watched Game of Thrones too. And I heard this dude talking about a White Walker. Funny note, when we get to this, we will get there. God darn it, we haven't seen the White Walkers for like 5 episodes or like 6. We haven't seen them since the last time we saw Bran. So I don't know. I guess when Bran shows up again, the White Walkers will. But here's what's interesting to me about this Designer video. I do recognize that this guy, for as crappy as his music sounds, actually has there's some lyrical talent in there, which kind of makes sense to me now more so than it originally did. Why Kanye might have picked him up. He has a somewhat lyrical style, but he raps with this new age gibberish. Like he has potential lyrically, but he's got this new age gibberish style that sounds like garbage that people just get into and they don't care. Like, it's not even about the words. Half the people don't know what the hell he says in the song, but Panda was like a phenomenon. There were tons of remixes, tons of covers, all this stuff based off of this one song that you can't even hear what half the words are. But then he gets this song and he's doing this supposed freestyle, and he's saying Timmy Turner, he be wishing for a burner, kill everybody walking. Fine bitch on BT. Why you not fucking on BT? Wildin' for wallet. Basically saying doing crazy shit to get this money. But anyway, so people, like, there are people who are defending him lyrically so far that they're going into breaking down the lyrics so that people who are denouncing this guy's talent can see this. And I'm just kind of like on the fence about it. I'm like, yeah, maybe it makes sense, but at the same time, I've heard some other stuff that's like him talking about Timmy Turner is synonymous with like white kids like shooting up schools like at Columbine, and then there's one person saying, oh, saying Timmy Turner wishing for a burner is about kids in the ghetto, because apparently if you've watched Fairly Odd Parents, where Timmy Turner is the character that comes from, the character Timmy Turner comes from, he gets fairy godparents because he is a underprivileged youth. Basically, he's like going
underprivileged. I just say kind of put down.
Yeah, I mean, like I was trying to think of a word. I'm basically because he's like unlucky. Right, he doesn't really have a bunch of friends. He doesn't really, he's got a horrible babysitter who treats him like crap. He's tortured and tormented, and so in response to that, the universe decides, well, this is the type of kid who needs fairy godparents so that his life can be better, so that he can grow up to be a more productive person in society versus this kid who grew up cowering in a freaking corner, whatever. So I've heard because of that nature of why Timmy got godparents, aligning that with underprivileged youth in the ghetto wanting guns so that they can get rid of. I don't even know what the hell that would like. They were like the kids in the ghetto are wishing for guns so they can do XYZ. Why would the kids in the ghetto be wishing for guns? Like, I mean, I get it, but like that's also kind of stupid. I don't know. So it's like people are trying to break down the lyricism behind this guy. Don't get me wrong, he does have some nice writing in some of it, but it's usually also just surrounded by gibberish that makes absolutely no damn reasoning. So I don't know. Have you seen that video?
You talking about his freestyle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like towards the end of it, he just looks like he's fucking like falling asleep and fading away, and like he's dozing off or he's high on something or whatever. He kind of falls back and runs from the camera or some bullshit. It's stupid. It's stupid and lame, and I just hate how he sounds. Like if he really is as lyrical as some perceive him to be, and as he probably has the potential to be, I just wish he wasn't muddying it behind the stupid way that he raps. And it's kind of the same thing with Kanye. It's like there are golden nuggets of complete, utter ability in you. Not even nuggets. There is a well of gold within your pit of your stomach. Why do you keep delivering it through a garbage truck that's just spewing shit everywhere? Like, take that and manifest it in a proper way to make it something good and make it something that's enriching more so than just being out there to be a cash grab, and that's what it all feels like. So I don't know. That's just me harping on that. But Kanye, I don't know. Get your shit together. You probably still ain't listening to this podcast. One day he gonna hear one of us going off on him. He gonna be like, "Who the fuck is these niggas? These niggas ain't doing shit for me. They don't understand. I'm a genius. I'm motherfucking Aristotle in this bitch." Some shit he would say. I don't know. But anyway, that all being said, time to turn our attention to Game of Thrones. Dun, 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 dun. What? You ain't saying? Okay, fuck it. I should make that my ringtone. I'm tired of all these stupid ass ringtones I got. I'm gonna be honest right now. Besides the beginning and the ending of this show, I really don't remember half of much of what else happened. The beginning and ending of this episode were so big and impactful. I really don't remember what happened in the middle, or if it was of any significance. What happened? We didn't see Arya. No, we did see Arya.
Yeah.
That was significant. So there was that. Anyway, so let's just go from the beginning. You wanna go on it? You wanna talk about what happened in the beginning of this episode, DJ?
Which part? Which part of it?
Just start from the beginning. Take it from the top. Hey.
Well, it generally starts out. You see Cersei getting dressed, and something that don't look anything like you would go to trial in from the get-go. And that should have been a hint somewhere in the back of my head. And then you see, I'm trying to think, what is Marjorie's brother name?
Lawrence.
Lawrence. You see him come out in shambles and rags. Oh, we're gonna have him trial of fate with 5 guys deciding his future. And then he gives up his rights to his lands and all this stuff, which doesn't matter now.
Right.
To become one of these cult followers for the 7-pointed star engraved in their head.
7 septums. Oh my god. So
let's just begin at DC. They're wondering where Cersei's at. Everybody's, someone should go look for her. Dude catches one of, what's his name? Varys? It was originally Varys birds that he gave to the dude. One of his little birds catches him. Come to find out there's nothing but a crap tunnel, a wildfire underneath the septum, and they blow it to bits. What
the hell? I mean, green fire spewing from the middle of the city, devouring everything within, I don't know, probably 300-400 feet of it.
I say even farther. You remember the guy running who got hit with the bell?
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing wrong. He just happened to be walking the streets at the wrong time.
Hell, half the people that was in the damn thing didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, they probably did at some point, but shit. So here's
it was beautifully done. She took out every enemy that she knows she has in one swoop.
One big bang attack. But continue.
But that wasn't what was so important for me about the beginning, because it was rare to begin from the get-go. Game of Thrones like to jump around all over the place, but it stayed with this story for like the first 25-30 minutes of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to the point, which is the most beautiful scene in the whole episode to me. You see Tommen, the kid, is just broken, knowing what his mother has done, has lost his wife, has lost the guy he believed in. And like I said, the camera angles for all this is classic. It was perfect the way they did it, where they just had one focus shot, didn't move from it. You see him walk off camera to take off his crown, walk back to the window, just jump out of it.
Just swan dive, dude. Just like, ah! And not with a moment's hesitation. Didn't think about it. He literally walked off, came back, climbed up, and just leaned forward like that quick. And as fast as much time as I said it, that's exactly how it happened. And it was equally tragic and a beautiful shot because
Yeah, the shot was beautiful. The scene was tragic. Because Toman, I liked.
oh yeah,
Except that he was too, unlike Joffrey, he was too malleable.
mm-hmm.
Everyone could control him, and that was the only decision so far in the show that was his own decision.
So here's what led to this, right? I think it's a beautiful commentary on sort of how our American government is set up, right? So at some point, let's first jump onto the fact that this is all Cersei's fault to begin with, right? Cersei saw an opportunity to take out an enemy she had by empowering someone who she did not know what they were fully capable of. She wanted to get at, I guess it was basically an attack at Marjorie directly, but indirectly by using her brother. And so she goes and uses what is basically the highest pillar of faith, the person who holds the highest ranking in as far as a clergyman would be concerned, in the basically what the church is that they have, right? So when she does this, in the conversation that she has, she makes a mention that the church, or the faith and the crown, basically the government and the church, are the two pillars of the world, and when one falls, so does the other. However, it backfired in the most beautifully diplomatic way. So in our government, there is a separation of church and state. Unlike in our government, where the reason for doing this was to prevent the government from regulating how the church should be, in here, the church actually took more power from the government. And like what was law was basically what the mother, which is I'm assuming the holy figure of this religious faith, the mother's law became the law of the land here. And so what you have essentially is a religious radical dictating how people should be handled in a legal matter. It's a beautiful commentary on why neither of these things should be, right? You should not have the government controlling the church, nor should the church control law, because it just brings so much. It doesn't leave the room for reasonable lawmaking or reasonable justice to be carried out, right? To the point that Cersei had no other options, right? Mm-hmm. She was on the hook for whatever her crimes were, and there was a punishment for it. She doesn't know exactly what that punishment was, but like Queen Marjorie says, as she's trying to get people out of there and she's talking to the High Septum, she knows the consequences of her actions and she does not intend to face them. So instead of facing the church to endure the punishment, she destroyed it. She completely obliterated it. However, in doing so, wrecked the emotionality of her son and led to him taking his own life, which also fulfilled the prophecy that the witch spoke to her, or was it the witch you said?
The first half of the prophecy.
What was the second half?
Second half, which people thought was going to be Marjorie, but the second half is saying that a queen younger, more beautiful than you will take everything that you own, will take, everything that you own and want. And then when you have drowned in your sorrows and depths, I've got the name was like your Varen will come and kill you. I've got the exact how to pronounce it, but the term means your little brother will kill you once you've drowned in all your sorrows and pains. Then your little brother will come kill you.
Holy shit! I just put that all together now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, people thought it was gonna be Marjorie that took that spot, but people are thinking now it's gonna be, Daenerys Targaryen.
Obviously.
And that makes a point, but at the same time, Marjorie did kind of take her spot. But if you're following the prophecy in order, then no, she wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been in order.
Exactly.
Because the 3 kids had to die first.
Okay, so now we do actually see a glimpse of Daenerys in this movie, in this episode, as her ships are actually making way towards Westeros. There wasn't really much else to that scene other than the fact that they were on their way. I don't remember anything else that happened from that. But she is actively with dozens of ships heading to take over the Iron Throne. And the only thing in between her and the Iron Throne at this moment is Cersei and her wrath, which, trust me, after that, you just don't. Like, that's an exact example of why you don't cross Cersei. However, if the Blackwater would have been her trump card, she's already played it. That's out of play. There is no more Blackwater. Or is it?
Are you sure? Because they said the Mad King had enough to blow up the city, not just the set, the city.
Oh well, we'll see.
That's what they made a point. Also, is that even though Jaime was trying to stop them, that's why he killed the Mad King for the same reason what Cersei just did. But Cersei just kept it contained to the Sept, where the Mad King was going to do the entire city. Everybody gonna die.
So now we are left in a position where there is now a Queen Cersei who rules overall, and there is no humanity left for her because her humanity was tied to all of her children who are now deceased. There's nothing to stop this woman from being the royal bitch pain that she was born to be. So season 7, I'm sure, is going to start off with a bang with her. I'm almost certain it'll either start with her or it's going to start with Jon. But I'm pretty sure it's going to start with some craziness going on in Westeros around her. So then there is a Jaime Lannister is with the Blackfish, and now they're celebrating their union and their partnership and going to move forward. And after the party's all over, what's his name? Something.
Frey?
The Frey, yeah. Anyway, Frey, he's sitting in this dining hall, this whatever it is, by himself, and he's still there drinking and being merry. And this girl who's was serving drinks all night comes over to him, serves him some food, and he's sitting there. He makes a comment about not knowing exactly who she is, that she's not one of his. And then conversation comes up about some of his guys, his soldiers, who I guess he hasn't seen in a while. And she tells him, no, They've been here. They're right here. They're right there. Points to his plate where he's got this, what looks to be like, what's that called?
It looks like
like a mincemeat pie. Yeah. And inside this mincemeat pie is human body parts of these guys. And
the fact that some of it's gone already, just churns my stomach.
Whew.
Somebody already had those persons in their system.
Oh yeah, there's a couple people probably, but she makes a comment of how they were hard to chop up or grind up or whatever it was, and then reveals, oh my gosh, it's Arya, whatever. I wasn't expecting it. I didn't. I completely forgot he was on her list, but yeah. Arya, using the tricks that she learned from the Faceless Man or whatever, comes in and assassinates this guy, straight slits his throat with this big smile of complete gratitude and satisfaction on her face. So now we have this Arya who's this teenager, nearly an adult, with incredibly skilled with a sword, or reasonably skilled with the sword, but also trained as an assassin, making her very deadly. What line this draws, where this puts her on everybody's, I'm more than certain when it comes to it, she will be on the side of her brother and sister, but we'll see. But that brings me to the next point. The biggest point is of her brother Jon Snow, who we found out very, very big secret about. So, back on, was that the first episode of the season?
Yeah.
Oh my God, they waited for that. That's awesome.
It's not even waited. It's not even on the books. So people just had suspicions about it, and that was the most wildly suspected suspicion. No one knew about anything except, George R.R. Martin, which he could turn it around something completely new because it hasn't been revealed in the books where his lineage come from.
Well, we know that the writers of the show sat down with him and got all the information that they would need to carry on the show. That would align with the canon that he is himself creating. So he's got outlines. It might not be all written out per se, but there are outlines for what's going and what's coming. So we know that. So we go back to the Tower of Joy, where Bran finds out that his father did not kill this great warrior that he is known to have bested in combat. It was actually someone else stabbing this guy in the back while he was not paying attention. But the story goes that Ned Stark defeated this incredible swordsman, just to add to his legacy. And afterwards, he's hearing the screams of his sister in this tower, the Tower of Joy, and then he's running to her. And in the beginning of the season, when this happens, the Three-Eyed Raven stops Bran from seeing this. He says it's not time. It's for another day. And today is this day now, here in the future. And Bran wants to know what's going on. He's wanted to see what happens with this. And so you see him, and Ned Stark is going up into the tower. And again, as he's running, he makes this pause back at the time when Bran did shout out to him, which just kind of shows that he even though his presence wasn't there physically, his spirit in the loop of time. What was it? The bootstrap theory.
Mm-hmm.
In that bootstrap theory, that his presence was there and that Ned heard something. But then he continues on up the tower, to where he finds his sister bleeding to death after giving birth to a son. And she's telling him to keep him safe, to name him this, to do that. When she says to name him, you don't hear it. And honestly, I was watching the lips, and it didn't seem it looked like she was saying something other than what this all turned out to be. But she's saying to protect him, don't let them do this, do that, whatever. And it just shows the baby's face. And then there's this hard jump cut after looking at this baby's face for about 10 seconds. And it jumps to Jon Snow and it pans out, signifying that she is indeed the daughter, or he is indeed the son, of Ned Stark's sister and not Ned Stark himself. He is also, according to the way things are aligned to have happened, and this has not directly been stated. This is theory, but based off of all the known facts, he is the son of Daenerys's older brother. Eldest brother, who is a Targaryen. Leading to the theory that many people have had that Jon Snow is both Targaryen and Stark. His bloodlines are of both ice and of fire. Leaning towards him being this really significant being on this planet, just based off of all of the mythical elements that go along with this fantasy world that has been carved out into Game of Thrones. Anything else that I'm missing on this?
With the basics, nope, not really.
So now we know that he is of this lineage, but nobody else alive that we know of seems to know, because most of these people who do know are all dead. And nobody's been able to tell him. Every time he tried to figure out there was something, it was like, I'll tell you when I see you, but then you never see him. And then now but this all happens after we see Jon being declared the king in the north. The king in the north, the White Wolf. After his young niece, this young girl with an amazing mouth on her and a heart built for diplomacy, gets up and tells all these older men how they suck and how y'all betrayed my family in a time of need, though y'all swore y'all allegiance to them. You didn't show up when they were needed, and they all were like, well, you know what? Yeah, she right. This little girl's telling these grown men that they screwed up, that they didn't hold true to their loyalties that they declared. And that turned and she rallied all these men behind Jon Snow, who is now the king of the north. And so now begins what is going to be considerably the greatest one war in the entire series. You have Jon Snow and everyone in the north versus the White Walkers, and you have Daenerys Targaryen about to make a march on Westeros against Cersei Lannister. She also currently has the backing of Daenerys Targaryen has the backing of, unfortunately, as much as I hate them, Dorne and Theon and his sister and those who aligned with them from the Greyjoys, from the Iron Islands. Those who sided with them.
I'm not even trying to be mean, but I do hope Dorne and the Iron Islands get completely foobarred in this apparent war that's going to happen. The Civil War is going to happen. Yeah, I hope they get wiped off.
At least the guys from the Iron Islands who are actually chasing Theon, and I believe her name was it Yana? It starts with a Y. I can't remember what her name is.
I'm not talking about the guys from our islands. I give a damn about that. I'm talking about Theon and his sister.
No, they're doing the right.
Theon been too wishy-washy. No reason he changed back to the regular side because the dude he thought was his boy tortured him, cut off his penis. So he gets the business too.
I feel for Theon though. He was. I understand the wishy-washiness. No, I understand the idea about the wishy-washiness, but like his father didn't make it easy on him, and in this time and age, disappointing your father is that's like being shut out from everything. That's like your life being just tossed away from you. Like I can understand how he allowed that to make him do things he normally would not have done. But on the plus side, he didn't kill the Stark boys when he had the opportunity to. Instead, he killed 2 farmer boys and said they were the Starks to throw people off of the trail. So in that sense, he actually did a good thing while still committing his misdeeds. So I feel for Theon. I want goodness for Theon. I know he'll probably die. I'm pretty sure he's going to get like ripped to shreds. But in the end, I want some sort of redemption from him before that happens. I don't know what kind of redemption that would be because the guy who cut his junk off and made him to turn into a little bitch is now dead, so he can't destroy him.
He already did.
Huh?
Are you saying that Theon can't destroy Bolton or Bolton can't destroy Theon?
Theon can't destroy Bolton.
He never could.
Well, I mean, but my point is in some way for him getting redemption from that.
Redemption from your penis being cut off, killing him ain't gonna cut it.
It's something. Nigga cut my penis off. I'm looking to do something to that dude.
Yeah, I'm looking to cut his penis off. I know exactly what I'm looking to do.
I'm looking to cut his penis off and shove it up his ass afterwards, and then take it out and shove it in his mouth.
He needs to live, and live with that fact.
I guess.
I do it like a spoon.
What?
I would do it with a spoon.
Oh hell no! Oh my god, that's awful.
Nothing sharp. Nothing that's gonna make it quick.
God. Oh, that hurts. I feel that pain right now. How dare you? But yeah, the women from Dorne, they need to fucking die and suck a dick and fucking burn in hell. I can't stand them. So I mean, like Daenerys has made these allegiances with people who are fucking just pure evil and hatred or field or whatever, but
Jon Snow, even though he made a stupid decision, she still believed sending Melisandre away because of her actions. He still got somebody that can bring somebody back from the dead.
I forgot.
They ain't got that.
I forgot about Melisandre. Yeah. Her being cast out from the North, with the option of returning only to be exiled or executed. I'm sorry. It's exile or execution for her. So she's no longer allowed to be in the North. But yeah, so man, it's going to be interesting because the North is huge. The North is huge. Jon now has a enormous army, and I think the only major army to rival his, well, hell, I can't even say that. There are 2 major armies to rival his. Basically, you have Daenerys' army and all of the backing that she has, and the White Walkers. There's nobody. I don't know who's going to defend Westeros when they plummet up on this. Like, there's nobody there. Who is there? Of course they have the Kingsguard, but like that ain't enough to defend that city. And she's coming with warriors and killers and downright devious fucking assassins.
Yes, but the thing is, I think that's different between
let's say Cersei and Daenerys, even though Tyrion's there, and Tyrion knows he's smarter than his sister, she's more I don't know if conniving would be the word.
Oh yeah,
And then
definitely.
she's willing truly now with her kids gone, she's lost her part that made her human. She's willing to get her hands down and dirty. I think she'll go a step farther than any of them ever would attempt to go. And she'd use that as the first method, not waiting or anything.
All right. We'll see. So let's kind of look back at what all the significant points of this season that led up to what we have now and what we see going forward. So from the beginning, we saw, well, at the end of season 5, we saw Arya lose her sight.
Yep.
By the third episode of this season, she had her sight back. Then she became an assassin again, betrayed the many-faced god once again, was haunted for a couple episodes, or hunted for a couple episodes, until she was able to kill this girl who I'm assuming doesn't have a name.
A waif.
Okay. I just figured she didn't have a name. I figured the girl had no name. Kills her, and she actually, that kill takes her place of needing to die for not taking the kill that she was supposed to in the first place, which, again, that kill was eventually amended, but because of the whatever happened, there was a new face added in which Arya killed the other girl. So it all worked out in her behalf, and now she's free. What's his name? Jordan? What was it? Jagan?
Are you talking about the Stone Rock Man?
Huh?
Talking about the one with the stone disease now?
Yeah.
Jorgen, I thought?
Yeah. He and Daenerys's great lover. Oh, that's what else happened. Now I remember. Okay. That's what else happened. Her lover boy, Yar. Oh shit, I'm bad with these names. Yaren, or whatever his name is, this warrior who's been by her side for a while, who, they were sleeping together, here and there. They rescued her from being captured by the Dothraki. And by rescued her, I mean they assisted in helping her completely destroy all of the Dothraki leaders and becoming the supreme goddess in front of them as she stepped out of a burning freaking building where she set about 30 grown-ass men on fire. Probably more than that. And from there, where is Jordan? She sent him on a quest or something, didn't she?
To find a cure for the disease.
Oh yeah, to find a cure for his disease and then come back to join her, and so he could sit next to her on the throne, and not next to her as a king, but be in her court as she rules over the 7 kingdoms. She defeated the slavers and took their ships and gained ships from the Greyjoys from the Iron Islands and also from the Dorns. And now she has amassed a huge army that is coming by crossing the Narrow Sea to go and take over Westeros. She also flew on a dragon and had dragons attacking. This is the first time we see the dragons really go into any sort of real action and combat, I guess you could say, aside from when Drogon saved her in season 5. Tyrion is now a trusted advisor after he told her became the hand of the queen or king. I think she did she say king when she gave him the pendant, right?
No.
She said queen?
Yeah.
Okay. Tyrion became the Hand of the Queen for two reasons. One, while she was gone and stuck in this weird place in trouble that she didn't know how initially she was going to get out of, he held down the city. He did his thing to hold down the city. Now, mind you, it was some outlying forces that he couldn't have controlled, but hell, it was in a better condition than it would have been had he not been there. Two, he showed that he was somebody who was willing to tell her the truth, absolutely, no matter what the consequence. He showed that not necessarily that he had balls, but that he had integrity, and that whether he was right or wrong, or not right or wrong, whether he made the best decisions or not, that he was doing everything that he knew to do to be right, and would not sugarcoat it. He would shoot straight from the hip, and he has a diplomatic mind that actually makes sense to her, which led to her telling this, or Yaren, or whatever his name is, Yanin. I can't. Goddamn, I'm gonna find this guy's name, or find it for me.
All right.
That he couldn't come with her to Westeros, because she needed to go without an attachment. She needed to be there without a king and without somebody who was perceived to be that king or whatever, and that he would just be in the way, and that she had something else for him to do. So she sent him, or she left him to guard the city, I believe. But nonetheless, it was under Tyrion's advice to do so. And that made him a major player to her because of how he has been able to help her guide and lead and develop her kingdom and her army and moving forward. Theon's father was murdered. He found his sister, wanted to help her become the queen, the first queen of the Iron Islands, until their uncle, who killed their father, showed up, rallied the men behind him, and essentially usurped her vote, and is now on a crazy manhunt to find them and kill them. Why, I don't know, because he's now king of the Iron Islands. It's not like they can just be like, oh, we're going to take this from you. I mean, they can go and kill him if they wanted to, but they flee. I wouldn't be chasing them, but he's chasing them. So I'm pretty sure he will end up somewhere. Him and the rest of the Iron Islands will end up in this battle for Westeros, maybe on the side of Westeros and Cersei, or maybe as just independent freaking idiots out there in the middle of a battle that has nothing to do with them, quite honestly. Bran was in 4 episodes, half of which he did nothing. One in which, the last one, he found out and helped reveal to the rest of the audience the true origins of Jon Snow. But also one in which he brought death and destruction upon the Tree People and the Three-Eyed Raven, and also, unfortunately, Hodor. Hashtag Hold the Door 2016.
Dario?
I already touched on Arya.
I said Dario or Dario. His name is spelled Daario.
Dario, yeah, that's his name. Why did they start with a Y? Dario is Daenerys' ex-lover boy, or I don't know, whatever you want to call that. Her little side piece. Her friend with benefits. I wouldn't call them friends, whatever. Anyway, so Dario. And then finally, Queen Cersei lost her daughter, her last son, and gained complete power over the Seven Kingdoms, and is now the most dangerous person, just power-wise, in all of the Seven Kingdoms, and is to be feared and not mocked. Oh yeah, the Hound's not dead, and he's probably going to end up in Westeros at some point, and probably will fight his brother, which we thought we would see this season, but we didn't. And now that all of her enemies have been destroyed, I'm assuming maybe he'll speak. Sir Gregor might speak next season, unless you then count Daenerys as an enemy, which I'm not assuming they see coming. So we'll see what happens with that. The Battle of the Bastards went down, and rest in peace to Rickon Stark, who was a casualty of that war.
He was a casualty of his stupidity.
Oh, God. Casualty of not knowing how to run from a guy shooting arrows at you.
Serpentine.
A guy who was apparently one of the best archers in all of the Seven Kingdoms. And Ramsay Bolton got his face ate off by dogs. Sansa both lied to her brother and to her cousin, her brother cousin, whatever. I don't even know what. I want to call him their brother still because everybody still thinks he is, but I know better. I don't know. She also got away from Ramsay, as it would turn out. She escaped him, and that all went well. Brienne and Jaime had a weird bonding moment in which he let her escape when he could have killed her because they stand on opposite lines of this war, but they have a mutual respect for one another. He allowed her to keep the sword Oathbringer that he gave to her, saying that it wasn't just something he gave her for the mission of that was set before her to return the Stark daughters, but also that it was something for her to keep. It was just a gift. And I think that's pretty much all the major points, and how it all ended up unraveling to where we are now. So, like I said, we know we have the battle of Daenerys versus Cersei, and then we also have Jon versus the White Walkers. Not sure where it all goes from there. I don't know. Will everybody in the North fall back to Westeros in order to join with the head of the Seven Kingdoms in order to face this great threat, the White Walkers that's coming? We know the more men they have, the better, because every time one of those men, anybody dies going up against them, they're just turned into another part of that army. So that army is ever expanding with every battle. There's so many questions and so much to look forward to. I will say for me, 50% of this season, 50% of the episodes were like, not great. Of course, I've talked in length about how I hated the beginning of it, the first 3 episodes, the horrible pacing I felt that it had, which it very much changed up towards the middle. I'm not sure if that was all predetermined or if something happened and they we probably need to re-edit half of this because people aren't liking it. I'm pretty sure I can be the only one complaining about how it was. And when they switched it up, the show's instantly felt like they had more length and more content to them just because it wasn't so many sparse pieces being fed. So That's all I gotta say. Anything else from you, Mr. DJ?
No, nothing else. You pretty much covered everything. Like I said, I thought that maybe seeing the battle of the bastards, the way the choreography was just beautiful. The way they knew that people could die just not by swords, but just by bodies being piled up or people being trampled. I thought that would be a shining moment of this whole season. But Toman jumping out that window was it for me.
Yeah, and a very pivotal plot point as well. So that's it. We are through with season 6 of Game of Thrones, and it'll be months before season 7 is even teased to. I'm assuming it'll be around the same time next year, somewhere starting in April. So I don't even want to. I just want to go into hibernation right now and just
don't forget that the next season will be shorter also.
And it will be. The next 2 seasons are going to be a rumored total of about, was it 13 or 15 episodes?
One season was going to be 8, and the other one was going to be 7.
Right. So, and the first one will be longer than the last. So not sure how they're going to do that. They killed off about half the cast when Cersei blew up the All right, she didn't blow up half the cast, but she blew up a significant portion.
They literally sat there and was like, man, we can't keep paying all these people next season. At least 40% of them got to go.
Oh, rest in peace to my sweet, beautiful Marjorie. God, that woman is fine on that show. I'm going to miss seeing her. Oh, God. I got to find something else she acting in just so I can see her again. She is freaking gorgeous. But yeah, so now here we are waiting for season 7 of Game of Thrones. So there'll be, unfortunately, no more weekly Game of Thrones talk. We'll actually have to find real stuff to talk about. We'll make it work. Episode 10 of the Arrogance podcast will be something completely new. So, and probably not completely new. I'm probably exaggerating, but it'll be something. So that being said, gonna wrap up this episode. We've gone just about 2 hours.
Yep.
So I'm happy with that. I'm so happy. I have nothing I really want to plug right now. Just stay tuned to the Arrogance, hxcgaming.com, HXC Gaming events on all your social media browsers.
Look out for Coffee House Designs. It's coming soon. Coffee House Graphics is coming soon, folks.
Coffee House Graphics coming soon. I will be trying to push myself into the foray of freelance designing. And
when his website comes out, we'll make sure with the whole team, make sure it looks great, because I'll be guilty by association. Coffee House Graphics, they do pretty good graphic work, but that website though.
Oh, shut the hell up.
Don't you know him?
Shut the hell up.
No.
Whatever. So with that being said, folks, we love you. Check us out next week, like I said, at our newer, later time of around 6:30-ish.
Yeah.
It's sad when you can't be like, yeah, we're going to be at this time every day or every week.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll be looking into bringing on more people to have more content. We're still trying to work out the kinks on getting some of our gaming content all together. And as always, we love you. Thank you for tuning in. Like the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, give us a thumbs down. That's your choice. I don't care.
Like
As
Club
long as you share the video, just share it. If you share it, I'll give you a Snickers bar, and that's a promise. To anybody who shares this video and can prove that you shared this video, I will buy you one Snicker bar. And as like that's for real. I doubt it'll happen because ain't nobody probably gonna even get this far in the podcast unless they skip to it. In which I tell them, hey, skip to the last 5 minutes of the podcast and look for the challenge, and you might win something. It's called clickbait.
Said it down, then you get look at the YouTube thing. You see 600 messages. Yeah, saw this thing about a free Snickers.
Hey, and I will buy them 600 Snickers.
Yeah, he's gonna buy 600 fun size.
Shut the fuck up! Ain't nobody tell you goddamn tell secret. Damn it. Shit. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Pieces, Reese's.
Take it easy.